Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How are you? I'm doing the not many fish in here, but I'm doing the dining room tank, and my son's in the background cooking and making loads of noise as usual. But I need to get some fish for this tank. Let's give him a little feed. The pistos should come up. I say should. Now I've put some Amanos in here as well. Where are those pistos? I can see one. I can definitely see one of them in the urn. And the bird decides now that he wants to squawk his head off. But she looks like she's sitting on eggs. But she can't be sitting on eggs because I don't have a male. But she's acting as though she's sitting on eggs. So whether she's actually sitting on eggs or not, I don't know. Hi, Aaron. You okay? So yeah, these were the Amano from my fire red tank that was in the garage. So if you've watched my other lives, you know I've cleared that out, the one that had all the homework in, and there was about 6 Amano shrimp in there, and they're a nightmare to catch in a net, especially if you haven't got large nets. But they're a nightmare to catch in a net, and if you net them, they crawl out. So while I was stripping the tank down, I decided I was going to try and catch them by hand, and they are so much easier to catch by hand. And as you cup them in your hand, they just sort of freeze. And I literally carried them from in the cup of my hand from the garage into the house. I do like this tank. Jeff likes this tank. Let's have a look. Hope you well. Is it right this time? Just went hatch. Oh, are they without the males? I found some absolutely huge males, but they were £14.99 each, about $20. They were about $14.99 each. But the male was massive, but his coloration wasn't brilliant. I've never seen one so big. It had got to be an inch thick. Have you tasted it yet? No. It had got to have been an inch thick. Have you burnt it?
Burnt it.
It got to be an inch thick and 3.5, 4 inches long. It was massive. I'm not bad. I've decided to come in here because I've done a video in the shrimp room today, a small one, and I've done quite a bit in there. So there are a couple of videos that I've done where I've scaped 2 of the tanks, and by the time them videos go out, you guys will have seen them. It's Eliocaris parvula. So I think they reclassified Eleocharis acularis. This might be slightly longer, but yeah, it's hairgrass. Let me see. I'll turn the lights off in the kitchen afterwards, but I'll give you a view of the tank from sort of full view. And then behind the big rock on the left is the so behind that one I hid like a little Grecian urn, and the big female is the original female, and I'm just looking at that. I think my CO2's run out, and she was the original female. She killed the original male, so I got another male. She bred with him. She kept losing the young, and I couldn't get to them. I've got no experience of breeding them whatsoever, and I decided to let's put Pleco in view, and I decided to just let them get on with it, and the rest, there's about 4 in there, I think. So there's 4, so 3 of them survived. So 3 of the young survived in there. That's better. Well, you might see the window at the front of the house, but. And then this Pleco here, this Pleco, when I had it, I mean, it's not massive now, but it's a bristle nose with no bristles, so probably female. But I had somebody gave me that, so he was catching shrimp, and it ended up in the net. And he said, "Oh, you can have it." There was he said, "Do you want another one?" I had 3 of them. Just give them to me. But they couldn't have been no bigger than 1 centimetre when I got them. And that's the only one that survived. But he's lived his life in my mix tank for years. Had it for ages, but slow growing because I don't feed my shrimp hard, you know. I'm just going to go through. Yes, they will. Females alive. Hi, Jeff. You spell my name differently. Just won't hatch. I'm going to go. Is it right this time? Haha, yeah. Aaron. A-R-R-O-N. Close. Aaron got it. Love the tank. Oh, I bet you get I bet you get it spelled a few different ways. A-R-R-O-N is the standard, isn't it? Yeah, so I've had loads of problems with this tank. And carpeted tanks suffer bad with blackbeard algae. So I'd been treating bits with hydrogen peroxide, filters off for an hour, 5mm syringe, and away you go type thing. And I just got so fed up of it one day, I just went a bit OTT with the hydrogen peroxide. And originally in this tank, I had, I mean, it's only a 20 gallon, but I had 6 Ember Tetra, 12 Micro Rasbora, the Brigitte, and there was 13 green Neon Tetra, and a pair of, and well, that looks like a male, but it's his mum. That definitely looks like a male. Just seen the other one, but it looks male, so I don't know the ethics of son and mother, or son and, you know, brother and sister. But anyway, so I treated it, lost half the livestock, and there was 8. There was 6 Amanos and 8 Ottos in there, heavily filtered, big external, and I lost half of, well, pretty much half of everything. So lesson learned: don't overdo it with hydrogen peroxide. And then instead of using hydrogen peroxide, I started using like a liquid carbon. Doing the same, treating patches, and again got fed up with it, So I treated loads and done exactly the same. And now I'm literally down to, I think there's 2 or 3 Autosynclus. There might be 1 dwarf Corridorus, pygmy Corey, 3 Simulans green neons. So they've just got the blue, hardly any red. And the Amano are from my other tank, as is that little Pleco. He come from the garage tank, but it's my daughter bought me, asked her to get me some waterproof beard cutters, some beard trimmers, and waterproof. So I was doing a video on cutting the grass with these waterproof beard trimmers. They filled up with water and went pop in my hand. They didn't go pop, but they just cut out. It was it weren't good. So anyway, the reason I've decided to come into here is my wife and daughter. My daughter doesn't live here; it's my eldest daughter, and my youngest daughter and her family have been over to Turkey for a week. 8 days to be precise. My youngest daughter came back last night, early hours. So I've spoken to her, and my wife and my eldest fly back tonight. So I'm picking them up from Birmingham Airport around about 1:30 a.m. to 2 a.m. And as a consequence, I've been doing all the washing, doing all the drying, making sure everything's washed, doing this, doing that, feeding this, feeding that, cleaning this, cleaning that, sweeping, mopping, brushing. So I've been on a mad one, and I haven't really done anything in the shrimp room. So there is stuff that I've done in there. Sorry, I'm just going to shut the fridge door because my son thinks it's okay to refrigerate the entire neighbourhood. So yeah, been on a mad one, and I thought I don't want to just cancel. So we'll have a bit of a view on here. I can't see from here. I'm not even by the camera. I'm sitting at my desk watching it on my screen. So there are the so the black thing you can see there is the surface skimmer, and I do get a lot of surface film off this tank. Now I don't know if it's the food I'm using, like an oily slick. I don't know if it's the food I'm using or the fact that when I set it up I use so much soil. 17 litres, I think. 17 litres of soil to build this tank up, and it's small. It's 20 gallon. So looking at one of these so there is still a couple of pygmy Corys in here as well. So I can definitely see 2 Ottos. There's 2 Ottos, 3 Apistos I can see, 2 pygmy Corys, 3 pygmy Corys actually. So there's 3 pygmy Corys left, but looking at these Apistos, I think one of them's a male. So if there's any Apisto breeders in here, I've never bred them. What are your thoughts on mother son Apisto breeding? Is it sort of frowned upon, or? What do you guys think? I don't know if the chat isn't working. I can't see any chat on my screen or my phone. The last comment I've got is Aaron saying that looks well. It might be because I need to see live chat. Oh, nice one, Aaron. I say there's not a mass of their products. What I really like, so this tank here actually is made by that company. It's 100%. What's the name of it? It's low iron, but there's a name for it. So it's 100% low iron tank. It's made by that company. And when I did the shrimp room, I really wanted uniformity, and I was going to go for all of their low iron tanks. So I wanted to try and get an account so that I could buy in a trade and completely fit out my shrimp room with. They do a 45 litre, but I'm glad I didn't, because I ended up with they're not low iron, but I ended up with the short tanks. Bloody dogs licking each other's ears, man. Do my head in. Go and lie down. Two pugs that'll be grunting and yakking and all sorts, and that they'll decide to make noise now that I'm on the microphone. George is sneezing. So we had three. We had Pepper, who was the first pug, and then we had George. She was named after Peppa Pig, Peppa Pug, and George is Peppa's brother. Not our George, but in Peppa Pig. So we had George, and then George and Peppa had Oleg, and we've got George and his son Oleg left. Oleg's well temperamental as well. So the thing with the Pistos is that their characters are bizarre. Jeff, what are your thoughts on if I've got a male and the other fish in there are either sister or mother breeding from them? Would that what do you think, Jeff? Any comment or? I think everybody's live streamed out, isn't they? Typical dogs sleep all night, and then when you're on a microphone, they start getting restless and active and sniffing each other's backsides and licking each other's ears and they grunt anyway. I can't see from here on my PC how many people are watching, but I can on the phone, which is weird. Oh, is it not working then? Hi, Gord. Hi, Dean. saying to the other folks, just a bit of a different one, really. The hi, Mickey. Your stuff did go today, Mickey, by the way. Yeah, YouTube, vertical vertical lives. I think the I was saying to the other guys that if you weren't in when I said it, that the reason we're on this tank is because I've been running around like a blue ass fly all day. Mrs. comes back tonight. I do have to collect her from Birmingham Airport about 1:30. But it's 25 minutes away from me, Birmingham Airport. So I've literally just said, don't ring me until you've got your bags. Because by the time you've got your bags, you've still got to come out through customs. You've still got to walk up to the collection point and probably have a cigarette. No worries. Good. So yeah, there's a drop off sort of to the entrance. It's near the first car park, but you get a maximum of 10 minutes in there, and then it's like £6.50, I think, for every 15 minutes beyond that. So if you go 11 minutes, it's £6.50, which is absolutely horrific. So I've been to Belfast International a few times, Mickey. And to George Best Airport, but at Belfast International, you didn't used to have to pay to get in at all. And then the last time I went, I think it was £1 or something. You had to put £1 in the meter to get out, in the barrier, if you were dropping somebody off. But it used to be free because people I used to go over there for work, and people would like come and collect me from the airport. I'm gonna try. Let's see if we can do like a down the tank view. That might work. I mean, you might see me in reflections and stuff, but it's an active little tank, really, even though there's only a few. I do miss the not having a shoal of the green neons. Oh, so tired. Going to be a light one for me as well. But yeah, it is. I mean, I overstock tanks anyway. I've done it for years. I get a tank I want to see plenty in it, There's Big Mama chasing everybody off. The Amanos are having a mothers' meeting up here. So there's a few of them sat round having a chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite like that view on screen actually. Doesn't give you the it doesn't show you the height, but it's in the top corner. It's 8 inches maybe of soil in the top corner. But as I was saying to Jeff previously, I wish I'd have I wish I'd have built the corner up more so I had rock coming out the tank, but there's always next time. And I can't remember when my CO2 goes off, but it might be out. But my drop checker's definitely not green. Blue needs cleaning actually as well. That does. The tank needs topping up. It is a bit low. 50 goldfish fry. That's nice. It's one thing I've never kept, you know, and I've kept loads of stuff over the years. I've never kept goldfish. I'll tell a lie. I've had black moors before. I've had black moors. Had a couple of black moors years and years and years ago. Are you going to heat the pond? That's not going to be cheap. I did watch your video about the replacement filter and the energy usage, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. We just get rinsed on electric, you know. It's and it frustrates the hell out of me that they can take winter fuel payment. I'm going to get all political here. Hi, Branton. That they can take the winter fuel payment off pensioners, but the thank you. But the energy companies are recording like 95 billion in profits. You know, there's a balance of there's an imbalance there. We're obviously getting rinsed, absolutely rinsed, and I don't want it. We're obviously getting absolutely rinsed by the energy companies, and politicians. All I can say is politicians must have shares in them, because somebody's getting a payout, and it's not us, is it? We're just getting raped and taxed to death as usual. Yeah, unbelievable, Mickey, unbelievable. I mean, I was paying 3 years ago, my monthly bill was £119 a month dual fuel. Now it's nearly £400 a month, and it's not the tanks. I had the tanks in, the racks that you see. I might have added a couple, but not massively. The tanks that you see in the garage, most of them were in the room I'm in now. I had 3 racks in this room, different tanks set up and stuff. But the majority of what was running, and I had heaters in those tanks, and I've not got heaters in the other one. So my energy costing, I know what my energy costs are because I calculate it. It's metered. The garage is metered, so I know exactly what the energy costs are. And what I should do is charge the energy consumption back to myself, if that makes sense. Hi, Sweet Acres, you okay? So yeah, I would. I can get some more green neons, but they're not cheap. And I bought these off an importer who lives down south, and he drops fish off and popped in on his way up. I bought quite a bit of stuff off him, but I'd been looking for the simulants for absolutely ages. Tropco in the UK have got them, but I think they're like £6 each for a neon, you know. But they're less prone, the simulants, neon tetra disease, is a slightly different subspecies, like. Yeah, I'm not bad, to be honest. I did notice though, this is I've had a couple of episodes in the night, but nowhere near as much as when my missus is here. So my back's been loads better while my wife's been on holiday, and I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I've got a theory, and my theory is when she's in the bed next to me, the mattress moves. So it sort of dips the other way. Whereas if I'm in the bed on my own, the bed supports me more. She's half my size. So it's not, you know, I'm not saying she's massive and she hogs all the bed stuff. But I'm definitely sleeping better. But I've had a couple of nights since she's been gone where high collaboration, where I've had to get up in the night. I think I've come onto Rob's or Jeff's middle of the night streams and said hi, or definitely Craig's. I don't. I need to upgrade my wife. We did think at one point about getting a single bed with, a double bed with twin mattresses. So when you go to a hotel and it's like it's a double base, but like two single mattresses on there, so they're independent of each other. I don't know. The mattress that I've got is just the mattress. We went to replace our mattress, bought one, and when it came, it wasn't what we ordered. So we phoned and it says you've delivered the wrong mattress to us. It's not what we ordered. It's the same brand but a different model. And I said, I can't sleep on it. It's too hard. Just not a chance. It was rock solid. And I know that's good for your back, but it was rock solid. It was like sleeping on a brick. And they didn't have another one in stock. And I said, well, now I've got rid of my mattress. I've got no mattress. So we went down to the showroom and I said, I need to take one with me now. And it's a king size our bed is, but we actually taught the manager into a mattress called Nature's Finest. So it's all natural materials, silk, wool, cotton, and it's actually got 10,000 individual pocket springs in this bed. And I think we paid £450, so what, $550, $600 for the one we bought, and this was £2,200, this mattress. And I didn't pay any more money for it. £2,200, which is probably coming up for $2,800, $3,000 for a mattress. And we've had it about 5 years. It's so comfortable. Let's have a look at that. I missed something. I've seen them, yeah. Adele, you just want the wine. You just don't want your wine spilt. That's what that is. Don't spill the wine. Yeah, at all costs, don't spill the wine. You know, we've had a bottle of red in the cupboard for I don't know how long, and my son loves cooking, and he wanted to cook a spaghetti bolognese from scratch. If my missus uses it, she'll use like a jar of ragu or dolmio or something sauce. And thanks, Charlotte. And he says, do you reckon this wine would be okay to cook with? I went, yeah. So he literally cooked this thing from scratch. Celery, carrot, onion, wine, beef stock, and whatever herbs he put into it. I weren't expecting much, but oh my, so beautiful. And it was rich and silky because he'd sort of reduced this red wine down. Really good. Sorry, I'm on the food. He's pretty much cooked. Well, he has. I think every day apart from yesterday and today. So for the last 6 days, I cooked once. So I cooked an Indian curry, which I cooked from scratch, and then he's cooked every other day. My son, and he doesn't like processed food, so everything could be sort of fresh produce cooked, which is loads better for you, ain't it? But today I've had a couple of Charlotte will know what these are. So I had a couple of chicken Kievs, just frozen ones, and instead of fries or chips, I had these alphabets, a little bit like smiley faces, but in the shape of letters. 8:30, Charlotte, I think. George, come out, come out. See, I don't eat pork. My wife has the ham and cheese ones, but I don't eat pork at all. So it's not a religious thing. It's I just don't eat pork. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't eat pork. Had a couple of bowel ops, and I stopped all red meats and processed meats. And I was for a good few years, I only ate poultry and fish, no red meat at all. And then gradually I'd have a bit of lamb and fancied a McDonald's, so I'd have a bit of beef. And I just thought, I'm going to sort of stick to one thing. And the one thing I'm not going to eat, especially because how bacon's prepared, and unless you're having dry cured. But most pork, unless it's a pork joint, is hyper processed. So I just choose not to eat it. Oh, I don't envy you with back issues, though. Yeah, I've got 4 daughters. They're all adults. My son's 20 and he's the youngest. But they've all got really particular tastes. So daughter number 1 sort of really likes the type of stuff that I have, but there's certain foods that I'd eat that she'd not touch, such as Marmite, as an example. Next daughter down doesn't eat any fish, but I absolutely love fish. I could definitely become pescatarian. So I love fish and seafood, even though I keep them. Don't know if I'd eat carp. I know the Polish guys do. It's their Christmas Eve traditional thing. But I don't know if I'd eat carp. But I do eat fish. I like fish. All sorts of fish. Swordfish, tilapia. I wouldn't eat shark because of, we need to protect them. But years ago I would have. But I've eaten sort of swordfish. I like squid, octopus, stuff like that. And I'll eat shellfish, whelks, winkles, mussels, prawn. I keep shrimp and I'd eat them as well. I wouldn't eat my shrimp, but I eat sort of ocean prawns and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite adventurous in food. So if we go away to a new country, I want to eat what they eat, if that makes sense. Go to Greece, I want to eat Greek food. Go to Spain, I want to eat tapas and Spanish food, traditional stuff. National dishes, stuff like that. Although we mentioned the other day on a stream that the UK's national dish is chicken tikka masala. That's the UK's national dish. Whereas I think it used to be roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, a full roast. Why is my grass bubbling? Never seen that before. Wonder if I've got a build-up of anything. It's quite nice sitting here watching this tank, because it's something that I don't normally do. It's we've got like a big kitchen diner, and then next to this tank on this side here, that's the door into the living room, and the stairs are sort of there to upstairs, but we've got AC unit, tumble dryer, keep meaning to box that in so it's like on sliding doors. You know, one of them jobs that we said we'd do 16 years ago and still haven't got round to doing it. And when you moan about it, as a man, I'd say, look, I said I'll do it. I'll do it at some point. Yeah, I had some bubbles coming up here, which I've never seen before. I don't know if it's yeah, there's another one. See, I'm just hoping there's no anaerobic anything, but it might just be that the lights are dimming down. So these are on I like a ramp up timer. The lights on this. This is a super fish tank, and sorry, that's my vape smoke. And the super fit. All I've got. So this comes as a kit. This it's really good value. It's I think it's 60 long, 60 centimeters long, 32 centimeters front to back, and 30 centimeters tall, or 32 tall. I can't remember, but it's quite a deep tank. And they're 100% low iron glass. There's a name for the glass, OptiWhite. So it's OptiWhite glass, and they come with the mat to sit it on. Comes with the black mat. So it comes with a mat to sit it on, a bottle of liquid carbon, a bottle of ferts, a hang-on back filter, which is okay, but you need to prime it. I wasn't a fan, and the light's pretty decent, to be honest. It's up there with Nycrews and Higer's, probably a bit better than them. So I'm having to hold this tripod because the dogs keep banging it. So apologies for the shake. Come on, bugger off! You've got to come and sit round the tripod for. But yeah, it comes as a kit, and they're pretty decent. And at one point, I don't know if it was just an order that somebody had and they'd sold bits off it, but I bought 4 of their 45-litre tanks, but it was a tank only, and I've never seen them sold as tank only before. And the cabinet that I've got this on is a dual Rio grey cabinet. So it's just slightly, the cabinet's probably half a centimetre too long, but it fits. It fits, it looks nice. Open topped and stuff. No, I don't think it was purling. I mean, because the grass is so tight and the CO2 is on at daytime, it could be some bubbles collected, and they're just, as things move and shrimp go over the top of it and amano, it could dislodge bubbles that are trapped. But I definitely can't smell anything. There's just a couple of bubbles that have popped up from the I can see another. I can see if I sit watching the tank. As I say, we walk past it all the time, so I never really see the tank. But just sitting watching where the amano is here, here, I just saw a couple of bubbles pop up. So almost like he disturbed something, and a little tiny bubble pops up. But I say the conditions down there, because how deep the soil layer is, and it's been set up quite a while, this tank, I've been tempted to strip it and rescape it a few times. And do like a nature style. See that bubble just come up past that rock on the left? This one, yeah, another one's just come up here, which I've never noticed before. There's no smell. It's not like an anaerobic smell or anything. I can't smell anything. It could be could be just trap purling off the you know, from the day's CO2 activity, and as things move over it, it's just moving. Yeah, maybe. I've had the skimmer on earlier because I get a film. I've changed something in the skimmer, so where the little sponge is, I'm actually putting in filter wool into the skimmer. And after every time I've run the skimmer, I throw the filter wool away and put a new piece in. But yeah, so there's another one just come up here. But they always seem to be, if I tap the tank, does anything come up? Don't really want to tap the tank, but I can actually see little bubbles collected under the, you know, from the side. I can see a few bubbles collected under the hair grass. So I reckon that the hair grass has been purling in the daytime under CO2. And now the CO2 is off and movement, they're collating into bubbles. When the bubble gets big enough, it's popping. Yeah, these are coming up directly from the grass. Let me change the angle a second of this. See if you guys can. So they're coming up round here somewhere, but I can actually see. I don't know if you'll see this. Let me take this off the stand a second. I can actually see there. I don't know if you can see it sparkling. There's bubbles collected. Hi, Malvin. So there is bubbles collected in that hair grass there, and it's around here. Sorry for the stay at the side of the tank. I cleaned the front glass. Oh, dog's just farted. Lovely. So yeah, they've been sort of, the bubbles have been coming up from the grass here somewhere. You watch, there won't be any come up now, but it is where the amanos are sort of working. Oh yeah, and they're so speaking to Rob earlier, I said, sorry I had to go. I said I was cooking the dog's meat, and he went, the dog's meat, and I went, yeah. He says, you cook the dog's meat? I says, yeah. So what did you cook them? I said, they've had lamb's hearts today, chicken yesterday, and pugs are like bulldogs. They fart and they stink, but I don't imagine that feeding them cooked chicken and lamb's hearts does their digestive system and my olfactory bulb any good. But they usually sit with the wife, so they're fur babies, you know. But because she's away, they're all over me, and they're like limpets. They follow you everywhere. But their farts are audible as well. Yeah, I think they are. I think as they're grazing, they're moving pockets of air that have sat in sort of collected where from the CO2 purling. But I'd love to give it a trim, but it's I don't know if anyone's ever tried to trim hair grass, but I use these spring scissors, and it takes a long time, and your arm looks like you're the hairy green Hulk, and then collecting it all off the surface. It does float up. It takes a few days to get it, but when you've got a bad back, and this is sort of waist height, sitting down, leaning in is difficult, but bending down doing it's difficult as well. Although, to be honest, it doesn't grow any longer than that. So as long as I can keep the blackbeard algae out the way. Hi, Ryan. As long as you can keep the blackbeard algae out the way, then you're fine. Took your night meds, Rob. I'm half tempted after Jeff's stream to get my head down for an hour. But what I'll probably end up doing is drinking coffee and looking on Flight Tracker. Keep an eye on the flight. Yeah, the flight lands 1:30 a.m. I think it's 1:20, but I've said by the time by the time they've got you off the flight, got you to the terminal, you've waited for your baggage, and they've got to walk up to me where I collect them from. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk. I said, and I'm 25 minutes away from the airport, so I did say to him, once you've got your bags, don't ring me until you've got your bags, because I've been sat in Birmingham Airport waiting for bags for an hour and a half for bags to arrive. But mind you, that was in COVID. But I've said, once you get your bags, you've still got to go through customs, come out, have a get your bags, ring me, come out, have a cigarette, walk up. I'd sooner you stood there waiting for me than me sat there. You get 10 minutes in that car park and it's £6.50 per 15 minutes. I think it actually goes up. I think it's £6.50 for the first 15 minutes. And then I think it's £15 for half an hour. It just sort of rises every 15 minutes, horrendous, just to pick somebody up. I only usually drink coffee in the morning, Jeff. I know it's not late there, but what are you? 1 a.m. 3 p.m. But yeah, I only usually drink coffee in the morning and don't usually drink it at night. But I might have to stay awake. I'd show you the coffee machine, but my son's left me a mess to clean up. Love this coffee machine. It's you can get them in the States. It's a Breville. I think they're Australian Breville, but in the UK, what's that chef's name? The strange one. There's a celebrity chef. He wears shaved head glasses. Does weird food, like cooks with ice and stuff. Heston Blumenthal. So Heston Blumenthal, he bought he created a brand called Sage, and they rebadge Breville products, and then add about 40% to the price. So I complained to Breville that I could go to Europe and buy something for a couple of £100 cheaper than I could in the UK, just because Heston Blumenthal's put his name on it. Same product, same spares. You buy Breville spares for it. And Breville sent me a voucher for £200 towards one. So I got it at the same price that I'd have, if I'd have gone to Europe or Australia or America. I got it for sort of market value, not UK price. And I probably had it about 6 years. It's a good little machine. I think Breville call it a barista, the Breville Barista or something, and Sage call it the Barista Pro. But I've seen so Breville have done another model, and that's now available in the UK. It's almost identical, but it's sort of more rounded rather than angular. Yeah, Heston. Rob, question. I've got 3 or 4 Episto cockatoides in here, and I'm looking at them through the tank, and I'm definitely seeing one that's looking more male than female, although I could be wrong. What would you think ethically if the male mated with his mother or his sister? I think the chat freezes as well, by the way, guys. So it was freezing earlier, the chat was. And now the dog want to bark. Your mum will be here later, son. He's ever so temperamental, this one. Yeah, it is, Rob. It was doing it earlier. So the chat kept freezing. And I'm not sure why. Let me just say hello. Say hello. So that's the pup. Oleg is it's a strange dog. He gets moody, so he'll like throw Paddy and he'll sulk. But the dad is old George's. Old George. So yeah, the dad's old George. 12, 13, something like that. I think we lost Pepper at age 11, 12. Oh, dog's farted again. I'm not stroking you again because you fart. There we go, that's better. The wind keeps catching the door for some reason. Anyone got the heating on yet? I'm really tempted to put ours on, although not at the price of gas these days. I know we had this conversation earlier. This tank's nice. This tank's actually nicer than I'll give it credit for. You know, I've never really sat and watched it, and I'm only sitting watching it because I've gone live on this tank, and it's full of character. You know, the Ottos that just sort of buzz around regardless. The 3 little green neons that just sort of sit together. The albino plec that runs in and out of everything and eats eggs. Yeah, I'm tempted to. She'll be coming back from 38 degrees, so she's gonna feel the cold big time. The Amanos always tend to be in a group. It's almost like they clean as a team. And then you've got some little dwarf Corys. There's 3 of those. They're a nice little fish as well. Pygmy Corridorus. No worries. Have fun. So my son was my son says to me, he says, "Do you have to live stream?" And I went, "Yeah, it's a regular thing every Wednesday. Why?" And he says, "Because when you live stream and I'm playing FIFA," he said, "it absolutely kills the bandwidth." He said, and I lag like nobody's business. I says, "Well, that's really weird." I says, "Because I'm on 2.4 and you're on 5." He says, "Yeah, but it's through the same router." I says, "Well, I'll tell you what then, get another internet installed in the house and pay for it yourself." And he says, "Well, what do I pay keep for?" I says, "You give your mum," you ready for this, guys? "You give your mum £60 a month." He's kicking off upstairs because it's lagging, I know he is. I says, "You give your mum £60 a month." He said, "Well, what's that for?" I said, "It's towards your food." He went, "What do you mean towards my food?" I said, "Do you think you live on £15 a week in food?" "Well, yeah." I said, "We'll go shopping, then you buy your own food. We'll let you buy your own food and buy your own internet." I said, "I'll still cover the electric and the roof over your head, but you support yourself in everything else." Yeah, £60 a month he gives out. It's a token payment. She didn't want to take anything off him, and I said, "No, you have to." Exactly, Rob. I mean, he doesn't get a lot of money. He's on benefits. He doesn't get a lot of money. Um, but realistically, that all of his benefits should be for his keep and a little bit for himself to clothe himself, you know. So it never really bothered me when I was working because I just paid the bills, didn't matter. But because I've been out of work for 18 months, you have to be careful, you know. Call of Duty 6 looks quite good. He's played the beta. He has played the beta on it. I still Black Ops 6, Black Ops 6. I absolutely loved Black Ops 2, but after Black Ops 2, all that running up walls and running along walls and stuff, just nah. You're all right. Can you hear him? 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to mute this. 2 seconds. I thought so. He plays in tournaments with groups on FIFA. So there's a group of them, and apparently he's the best player out of the team. But it's he's kicking off because he's lagging. He said it's like a slideshow. I said it won't be much longer. £100. Wow. Yeah, I used to absolutely. I just listened to him upstairs. I used to absolutely love Black Ops 2, and I'd sit all night playing it. I give my PS4 away. I never got a 5. Just work and everything. Just didn't have time for it. But it's and I I don't miss it, if that makes sense. I wonder why, Rob. I wouldn't have imagined it used that much bandwidth. We're on 512 here, I think. We're on 512. He slams his hand. He's got a desk in his room, but you can often hear him, and it's always FIFA. Whoa. Guys, my daughter's ringing me, and she should be on a flight. I'm going to kill this now and call her back, but they should have left by now. They should be on a flight. So I am going to kill it, and it appeases him and her. So let me see if I can. Oh, I've killed it. Right, I'm going to cut this, guys. I'll speak to you on Jeff's at 8:30. But I'm gonna give my daughter a ring because they are sat in an airport in Turkey waiting for a flight, and I want to see why she's rung me. They should have been gone by now. Speak to you in a bit, guys. Bye bye.